There are over 50 species of sharks in Belize and more than 20 species of rays. These underwater creatures are big tourist attractions, but a growing number of sharks are killed every year in Belize. The exact number or percentage is not known. Some estimates put it at a few thousand every year. Sharks and rays play important roles in our waters, so the management and conservation of these animals are critical.
The killing of sharks and rays it can be problematic for the ecosystem because, sharks fulfill a role as a top predator. And if you remove top predators, oftentimes it causes the ecosystem to become unbalanced and you get all sorts of crazy changes. And rays are actually, the ecological role isn't well known, except the fact we know they turn over the sediments and keep nutrients circulating through the system, and that might help feed the corals and helps feed fish and things like that. So they provide an important role sort of as an ecosystem engineer.
Protection for sharks and rays is still being developed to help these marine animals that are targeted.
We're still trying to develop the protection, and we have to give it, with rays, we have to give some more protection to it. You know, sharks, there might be some that would still be able to be harvested, but that's why this workshop becomes extremely important. We need to understand at one point harvesting becomes unsustainable, maybe putting seasons on these sharks, different ways that we can better manage the species, better give them additional protection.
I think one of the examples they cited was in Bahamas, where there is absolutely no fishing of our sharks. Is this something that Belize would consider looking at?
We definitely, and that's why I'm excited to look at the results of this workshop. Dr. Chapman provided some very important data. You know, I mean, you look at where all these sharks are ending up, the fins, how much is being harvested from different areas, and we definitely need to take a closer look at the way we manage our shark industry.
Conservationists have long argued that living sharks are more valuable than those that are fished or killed, and for Bahamas, living sharks have proven so much so that the fishing of sharks has been stopped for over 20 years. Since then, healthy shark populations have encouraged shark tourism, helping the islands to generate about $100 million every year. But for Belize, shark fishing is still legal. Only the whale and nurse shark species are protected, but gill nets and long lines have proven to be destructive to the shark populations in Belize. So the aim is to create a balance because the shark fishing as it stands is unsustainable. One of the ways to do that is through the Shark Working Group. In a 3-day workshop, a plan will be developed to provide better protection for some shark species that are at high risk of being threatened. This will help to guide policies of the Fisheries Department.
Dive a bit deeply into the management of hammerhead sharks, 2 species of big hammerhead, the great hammerhead and the scalloped hammerhead, and also the silky shark and the threshers. These are species that have international protection, and Belize has international obligations to manage those species which are particularly threatened very, very carefully. So we're working with fishermen and scientists and the conservation community and the Fisheries Department to really put our heads together to come up with a sensible, common sense plan that will enable us to meet these international obligations.
And as a move to protect vulnerable marine animals, the Fisheries Department announced that there will be protection for all species of rays. It is a first-of-its-kind move, according to Dr. Chapman.
Belize should be congratulated for protecting all species of rays. This actually makes it the first country in the world that has specifically gone in and said we're going to protect all species of ray, making it sort of a ray sanctuary. This protection of rays is a big, big step. Globally, it makes Belize the world leader, I think, in ray conservation.
Reporting for News 5, I'm Andrea Polanco.